I know what they say, don't judge a book by its cover, but damn, this game is uglier than my kid's Pokemon art project.
Jigglypuff. Here's your review.
Let me preface this by saying Log Games, I'm very grateful for the review code you gave me, and I'm sure you're all very fine people. However, I'm about to tear into your game like a hungry bear tears into a radioactive pig, or cow, or a flying fish head, I guess. So if you don't want to see me shit on your game, just please look away now. For the rest of you, let me share with you my tale of how I put my art prejudice aside to journey forth as a bear who just wanted his forest to be left alone and somehow ended up on the moon fighting a space brain with legs. Very fine legs, mind you. The most obvious aspect of this game are the visuals, and well, just look at it. They're absolutely unbearable. I'm no game developer, but this looks like someone went into a game asset store with about $100 in their pocket and bought whatever they could find with that budget, and off they went to build the game. Nothing in this game feels cohesive in terms of art direction. Levels have a random static background in the back with a sprinkle of platforming assets in the foreground. Even the bear's animation looks all wonky. Do bears even run on two legs? I'm pretty sure they don't, but what do I know? I'm no bear expert. Luckily, there are plenty of bear facts before each level to help educate me. All this to say, going into this game, I knew I would be really turned off just by looking at this asset vomit. But a game can look like a turd and still play like a dream, right? Wrong. The game's mechanics are what you'd expect from a platformer. Run and jump, and the occasional claw attack. The running and jumping is fairly decent here, and there's even a double jump and a wall jump mechanic from the get-go that I welcome. However, the whole claw mechanic and running momentum is super weird. So there's a gradual build of momentum the longer you run, something that is very subtle in first-party platformers, but here it's a lot more obvious. Like with Mario or Sonic, there is that slow speed buildup that happens within a second or two. Here it feels like it's drawn out for much longer than that. Also, using the claw attack will instantly boost you to full speed, which is a really strange mechanic choice. You can use this boost in midair to help with the platforming, but it just feels really choppy and ganky. The precision of the claw attack is also highly unsatisfying. Hitting the attack button creates this wave around the bear which hurts anything around you, but there's no polish to the attack, no little sound effect or feedback to indicate that you made contact. It's just sloppy clawing. Your bear's momentum also means there's a bit of a slide when you try to stop, which is a nice touch, but that's also what's so weird about this game. If you're trying to explore or do precise platforming, the game is a pain and highly unsatisfying. But if you're trying to speedrun to the end, then it actually kind of works with the momentum mechanics. It's really weird. To this day, I still don't understand how this game actually is a sequel to another shittier version of itself. How was there so much interest in the original game to make a sequel in the first place? Even more shocking, how did this game get featured on the PlayStation channel of all places? And what 17,000 viewers actually click this out of interest? The world makes no sense. My only guess is the original either successfully tapped into the speedrunning community, or the art style was so awful, some popular streamers picked it up to laugh at it, and boom, cult classic. After a 5-minute Google search, I can't really confirm either of these guesses, and I'm not willing to spend more time than I already have looking at this game. Because damn, it's just so ugly. Oh, another thing about mechanics are the power-ups. On some levels, you'll come across some power-ups like curling stones or bombs you can toss. Really, between the curling stones and the mention of Edmonton in the story, my gut is telling me this was made by Canadians, but I also couldn't confirm that. But it's really odd. I'm pretty sure no one outside of Edmonton actually knows where Edmonton is, or even knows what an Edmonton is. Are you guys Canadians? I'm pretty sure you are. Anyways, the power-ups are pretty good, but again, if you put whipped cream on a shit cake, the cream will be better than the cake, but still be far worse than what it would be on a proper cake. Because, you know, now your whipped cream has shit stains all over it. Okay, I'll admit the game does one thing pretty well, which is offer up some pretty interesting bosses. A Super Saiyan cow on 2 legs, whoa, I want to fight that. A deformed pig that looks like a pigskin that's just been applied over the previous cow model, all right. I'm a little creeped out, but also intrigued. And then there's an evil brain with legs. Such majestic legs. Like, okay, this is weird stuff, and I like weird stuff. And honestly, the bosses are fairly challenging without being unfair. In fact, the whole game is actually quite challenging. I died a lot, and I can tell you, I came to hate this dying sound so freaking much. Look, if you're gonna design a game that kills the player a lot, please don't make the dying process so damn annoying. It's about as enraging as the duck hunt dog. Be more like Guacamelee. You die, you respawn, that's it. No rubbing that fail in your face and pissing people off. It's not that hard, it seems. The thing is, I can't say I necessarily felt that all my deaths were justified. You know how some games, dying is your fault, whereas in others, it's clearly because of bad game design? Well, this one felt somewhere in between. Sure, enough of the time it's my own fault, but the overall mechanics feel so loose and sloppy that I think I can blame quite a bit of my deaths on this game. Another aspect of the game that really stands out is the soundtrack. The music for this game is really good, like so good that it doesn't make any sense. I did some digging and found that the composer, Mike Petrie, I'm terrible with names. Anyways, this gentleman is to blame for these amazing tunes. So I wondered, what other games did he work on? I didn't recognize any of them, but the other songs in his portfolio are just as great. Like, just listen to this. I have no idea how this composer came to work on this game, but talk about giving a pig with lipstick an amazing voice. Lastly, if you're a completionist, there's quite a bit of goodies here. In total, there are 6 worlds, and each world has 4 levels, a boss, 2 levels that are unlocked with coins, and a hidden bonus level to find. On top of that, each level has 3 red coins to find, a bullseye target to score 100 on by belly flopping your bear onto a target, and lastly, speedrun challenges to overcome. For about $5, that's a lot to chew on, but it's still so ugly. Truthfully, for a moment, I told myself I'd work towards the platinum in this game. I like platformers, I like collecting, and hey, this is a nice little game, I thought. But after a few hours of just trying to get through each level, I found myself not enjoying the experience enough. Completing everything would require me to play each level at least twice, assuming I can get the perfect bullseye score at the end of each level, and the gold medal for the speedrun, which is all unlikely on a single attempt. Playing through a level once was more than enough for me, so no platinum here. In fact, this game will be uninstalled now that my review is done. If you're absolutely starved for a platformer, Epic Dumpster Bear 2 might scratch that itch, but otherwise it's just an epic flaming dumpster that I'd rather not revisit. As always, thanks for watching, and until the next review, keep it classy.